Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that the biggest lottery winner in Georgia's history might be sitting right next to you at your local coffee shop, and you would never know it? What if I told you that someone just won $980 million and they could disappear into complete anonymity forever? Well, that's exactly what happened, and the story behind this record-breaking jackpot is absolutely mind-blowing. On Friday night, a single ticket sold in Newnan, Georgia, matched all 6 numbers to claim the 8th largest Mega Millions jackpot in the game's entire history. We're talking about $980 million. That's not a typo. $980 million won by one person on one ticket in a small town just 40 miles southwest of Atlanta. But here's where this story gets absolutely fascinating, and why you clicked on this video. The winner might never reveal themselves to the public ever. Georgia law allows lottery winners to remain completely anonymous for any prize over $250,000, which means this record-breaking winner could walk past you on the street tomorrow, and you would have absolutely no idea they're worth nearly $1 billion. Think about that for a second. Someone in Georgia right now is sitting on the biggest lottery win in the state's history, and they might choose to keep it a complete secret for the rest of their lives. But before I dive into the incredible mystery surrounding this winner's identity, let me give you some context that will absolutely blow your mind. This jackpot had been rolling since June 27th. That means for 40 consecutive drawings, nobody hit all 6 numbers. 40 drawings. That's the longest stretch without a winner in Mega Millions history. The odds of winning were 1 in 290.5 million, and someone in Newnan, Georgia, beat those astronomical odds with a quick pick ticket purchased at Public Store number 1816. The winning numbers were 1, 8, 11, 12, and 57, with the gold mega ball 7. Those 6 numbers just changed someone's life forever. But here's what makes this story even more incredible. During those 40 drawings leading up to this massive win, players nationwide won nearly 14.3 million prizes, totaling more than $343 million in non-jackpot winnings. 21 people won second-tier prizes worth $2 million or more, but none of them hit the big one until Friday night. Now, you might be wondering how someone becomes worth nearly $1 billion overnight, and that's where this story gets really interesting. The winner faces a decision that could literally determine their financial future for generations. They can choose the full $980 million annuity, paid out over 30 years with annual payments that increase by 5% each year. Or they can take the cash option of $452.2 million before taxes, all at once. $452 million in cash, or $980 million over 3 decades. Which would you choose? The difference between these two options is staggering, and financial experts are already debating which choice provides better long-term value. The annuity option guarantees the winner will never run out of money, with built-in protection against inflation through those annual 5% increases. But the cash option provides immediate access to nearly $500 million that could be invested, donated, or used however the winner sees fit. Here's what most people don't realize about this decision. The winner has 180 days from the draw date to claim their prize. That's 6 months to consult with financial advisors, tax professionals, and legal experts before making this life-changing choice. 6 months to decide between immediate wealth and long-term security. 6 months to plan how they want to handle being worth nearly $1 billion. But the most fascinating part of this entire story is the mystery that might never be solved. Georgia is one of only 16 states that allow lottery winners to maintain complete anonymity. Illinois, Kansas, Maryland, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Jersey, North Dakota, South Carolina, Texas, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wyoming also protect winner privacy. Officials and lawmakers say anonymity protects winners from being targeted by criminals and unscrupulous people asking for money. Think about what complete anonymity means. In this situation, the winner could be anyone: your neighbor, your coworker, the person who served you coffee this morning, the quiet person who always sits in the back at church. They could be living their normal life right now, going to work, running errands, interacting with people who have no idea they're talking to someone worth nearly $1 billion. This level of privacy protection serves multiple purposes that most people never consider. It shields winners from harassment, scams, and the constant stream of solicitations that typically follow public lottery announcements. It allows them to maintain their normal lifestyle without the pressure and attention that massive lottery wins usually bring. It protects their family and friends from being targeted by people seeking financial favors or handouts. But anonymity also creates something else entirely: a mystery that captures our imagination. Somewhere in Georgia, someone knows they won $980 million, and they might never tell another soul outside their immediate family and financial team. They could live their entire lives as a secret billionaire, helping people anonymously, making charitable donations without recognition, living modestly while sitting on generational wealth. The Publix store that sold the winning ticket will receive a $50,000 retailer incentive bonus payment from the Georgia Lottery. That's a nice bonus for the store, but imagine being the cashier who sold that ticket. They handled a piece of paper worth $980 million and had no idea. They might have made small talk with the winner, wished them good luck, told them to have a nice day, completely unaware they were talking to someone who just became one of the wealthiest people in Georgia. This win absolutely shattered Georgia's previous lottery record. The old record was set just months ago when a Powerball ticket sold in Beaufort won $478.2 million in October. That prize was split between two people who chose the cash option of $230.6 million. But this Mega Millions win belongs to one person, making them the sole holder of the biggest lottery prize in Georgia history. To put this in perspective, the $980 million jackpot ranks as the 8th largest in Mega Millions history. The biggest Mega Millions jackpot ever was $1.6 billion, won by a single ticket in Florida in August 2023. So our mystery winner in Georgia joins an incredibly exclusive club of people who've won jackpots approaching or exceeding $1 billion. The timing of this win coincides with major changes coming to Mega Millions that will affect future players. Starting in April, ticket prices will increase from $2 to $5, but the changes also improve odds and increase minimum jackpots. The odds of winning will improve from 1 in 303 million to 1 in 290 million. Future jackpots will start at $50 million instead of $20 million, and every winning ticket will pay out at least double the ticket price. But none of those changes matter to our mystery winner in Newnan. They beat the current odds, claimed the current prize structure, and now face the most important financial decision of their lifetime: cash or annuity, public or anonymous, normal life or complete transformation. The decision they make in the coming months will ripple through generations of their family. But here's what makes this situation absolutely unprecedented. We're living through what lottery officials are calling the year of the fewest jackpot wins since Mega Millions transformed from the 7-state big game back in 2002. The Mega Millions jackpot found winners only 4 times in 2024, creating these massive prize pools that capture national attention. This scarcity of winners isn't accidental. It's mathematical destiny playing out in real time. Every drawing that passes without a winner adds millions to the jackpot, creating a snowball effect that generates media coverage, increases ticket sales, and builds anticipation across the entire country. Our Georgia winner benefited from this perfect storm of circumstances that turned a standard lottery drawing into a near billion-dollar prize. But let's talk about what happens next, because this is where the story becomes absolutely fascinating from a human psychology perspective. Right now, someone is walking around with knowledge that could change everything. They know they're worth $980 million. They know they never have to work another day in their lives. They know they could buy anything they want, travel anywhere they choose, help anyone they decide to support. Yet, they're probably still going through their normal routine. Getting up in the morning, maybe going to work, interacting with family and friends who have absolutely no idea what happened. The psychological weight of carrying that secret must be incredible. Every conversation becomes loaded with hidden meaning. Every financial worry their friends express becomes something they could solve instantly. Every charity request becomes something they could fulfill without thinking twice. Imagine sitting in a meeting at work, listening to your boss stress about the company budget, knowing you could buy the entire business with pocket change. Imagine hearing friends complain about mortgage payments, car repairs, or college tuition costs, knowing you could solve all their problems with a single phone call to your financial advisor. The burden of secret wealth might be heavier than people realize. And here's something most people never consider about lottery winners. The moment they claim their prize, assuming they go public, their life fundamentally changes forever. Every relationship gets questioned. Did this person like me before I had money? Every new person they meet has ulterior motives. Every business deal becomes suspect. Every charity request feels like manipulation. The anonymity option doesn't just protect their privacy, it protects their ability to maintain authentic human connections. But anonymity also creates practical challenges that most people never think about. How do you manage nearly $1 billion without revealing your identity? How do you make investments, purchase real estate, or start businesses while keeping your wealth secret? The logistics of anonymous wealth management require sophisticated legal structures, trust arrangements, and financial planning that most people can't even comprehend. Professional wealth managers who specialize in lottery winners say the first year is absolutely critical. The decisions made in those initial 12 months often determine whether generational wealth gets preserved or destroyed. They've seen winners who chose poorly lose everything within a decade. They've also seen winners who planned carefully create family legacies that last for generations. The cash versus annuity decision becomes even more complex when you factor in current economic conditions. $452 million invested properly could potentially grow to exceed $980 million over 30 years, but it could also lose value if invested poorly. The annuity provides guaranteed growth with inflation protection, but it limits investment flexibility and ties the winner to the lottery system for 3 decades. Tax implications add another layer of complexity that most people don't fully understand. Federal taxes will claim a significant portion of either option, and Georgia state taxes will take their share as well. The winner needs to plan for tax obligations that could reach into the hundreds of millions of dollars, regardless of which payment option they choose. Meanwhile, half the proceeds from every Mega Millions ticket sold in Georgia supports educational programs through Hope scholarships and pre-K initiatives. So, while our mystery winner celebrates their life-changing fortune, Georgia students and families also benefit from this massive jackpot through increased funding for educational opportunities. The ripple effects of this win extend far beyond the winner themselves. The Publix store in Newnan will see increased foot traffic from people hoping lightning strikes twice. In the same location, lottery ticket sales across Georgia will surge as people convince themselves they could be next. Financial advisors, attorneys, and accountants will field calls from people planning what they do with lottery winnings they'll probably never receive. But our winner in Noonan has already crossed that bridge. They've already beaten odds that most people can't even comprehend. 1 in 290.5 million. To put that in perspective, you're more likely to be struck by lightning multiple times, attacked by a shark, or hit by a meteorite than win the Mega Millions jackpot. Yet someone in Georgia did exactly that with a $5 quick pick ticket. The question that keeps me up at night is this: what kind of person chooses complete anonymity with this level of wealth? Are they naturally private people who value peace over recognition? Are they strategic thinkers who understand the dangers of public wealth? Are they planning something incredible that requires secrecy, or are they simply overwhelmed by the magnitude of their situation and choosing the safest possible path? The psychology behind choosing anonymity with this level of wealth reveals something profound about human nature and our relationship with money. Most people fantasize about winning the lottery and immediately imagine telling everyone they know, buying extravagant things, and living publicly as a wealthy person. But when faced with the actual reality of nearly $1 billion, some winners make the opposite choice entirely. Consider what our mystery winner might be experiencing right now. They're probably researching wealth management strategies, reading articles about lottery winners who lost everything, and trying to understand tax implications that affect more money than most people see in multiple lifetimes. They might be lying awake at night, not from excitement, but from the overwhelming responsibility of managing generational wealth. The winner could be anyone, which makes this story even more compelling. They might be someone who struggled financially their entire life, working multiple jobs just to pay basic bills. Imagine going from worrying about rent payments to having enough money to buy the entire apartment complex. The psychological adjustment required for that transformation could take years, or they could be someone who was already comfortable financially, making this win less about survival and more about legacy building. Wealthy people who win lotteries face different challenges than those escaping poverty. They already understand investment strategies, tax planning, and wealth preservation. For them, the lottery win becomes a tool for amplifying existing plans rather than creating entirely new ones. But here's what fascinates me most about this situation. Somewhere in Georgia, someone has already started making decisions that will echo through generations. They've probably consulted with attorneys about establishing family trusts. They're likely meeting with financial advisors about investment strategies. They might be researching philanthropic opportunities or planning business ventures that seemed impossible just weeks ago. The winner faces choices that most of us will never encounter. Should they quit their job immediately or maintain their career for normalcy? Should they move to a different state with better tax advantages or stay in Georgia near family and friends? Should they start helping people immediately or wait until their financial structure is properly established? These aren't theoretical questions anymore. They're real decisions with real consequences that our winner is probably grappling with right now. Every choice they make creates a butterfly effect that influences their family's future for decades to come. The anonymity aspect adds layers of complexity that extend beyond personal preference. In our social media age, maintaining true privacy requires sophisticated planning. Digital footprints, property records, business filings, and financial transactions all leave traces that determined people can follow. Staying anonymous with nearly $1 billion requires professional help from experts who specialize in privacy protection for ultra-high net worth individuals. Think about the practical implications of anonymous wealth. How do you buy a house worth millions of dollars without your name appearing on public records? How do you invest in businesses or real estate without creating paper trails? How do you make charitable donations without recognition while still receiving tax benefits? These challenges require legal structures that most people never knew existed. The winner might be establishing multiple trusts, limited liability companies, and other entities designed to create layers of separation between their identity and their wealth. They could be setting up structures that allow them to remain anonymous while still actively managing and growing their fortune. But anonymity also creates unique opportunities that public winners never experience. Our Georgia winner could become a secret philanthropist, helping people and causes without any expectation of recognition or gratitude. They could fund scholarships, support local businesses, or address community problems without anyone knowing the source of the assistance. Imagine the power of being able to help people purely for the joy of helping, without the complications that come with public recognition. No thank you letters, no requests for additional help, no pressure to explain why they chose certain causes over others. Just pure, anonymous generosity that changes lives without changing the giver's daily experience. The winner could also become an anonymous investor, backing entrepreneurs and innovative companies without the ego or recognition that often motivates wealthy investors. They could fund research projects, support artists, or invest in technologies that interest them purely based on merit rather than publicity potential. Right now, while we're speculating about their identity and plans, our winner is probably learning things about money and wealth that most people never discover. They're getting educated about investment strategies, tax optimization, estate planning, and wealth preservation techniques that typically take decades to master. So, there you have it, folks. Somewhere in Georgia right now, someone is carrying the biggest secret in lottery history. They've beaten impossible odds, claimed a record-breaking jackpot, and might choose to stay anonymous forever. We may never know who won $980 million, and honestly, that makes this story even more incredible. The next time you're at a coffee shop, grocery store, or just walking down the street, remember that you could be standing next to a secret billionaire who's living their normal life while sitting on generational wealth. That's the beauty of this mystery, and that's exactly why this story will captivate people for years to come.